The reverse shadow. He ran so hard the bloody streaks on the asphalt blurred into a single strip, trailing behind him like a plume of the past catching up with every step. Branches from Lincoln Park trees lashed his face, but he felt no pain, only the cold terror burrowing into his bones. He didn't look back. He knew if he turned he'd see nothing, just the quiet, empty park, and that would be worse. Because it wasn't chasing, it was already ahead. My friend told me this story. Mark. Years ago he studied abroad in Seoul, in one of those old districts of twisting alleys and ancient legends. One legend stood out. They called it the reverse shadow, a creature that doesn't follow but waits. It learns your deepest fear and appears exactly where you're running to. The harder you flee, the faster you meet it. Mark thought he'd left that superstition in Korea. Until last week, late at night he cut through the park. Clear, cool air. His phone buzzed. A message from himself. Same number, just one emoji. And a geolocation pin. 200 meters ahead by the old oak tree. He froze. Uneasy. Glitch? He walked on anyway. A minute later, another buzz. A photo. Him. Asleep in his bed the night before. Shot from high above, as if the camera hung from the ceiling. And again, a geotag. 100 meters ahead. The chill went deep this time. He turned and headed back toward the exit. Buzz, another photo, him again. Walking now, taken from behind from no more than 5 meters. The geotag placed it right behind him. He spun around. Empty path, dead silence, and then he ran. Instinct, pure and blind. He tore through winding trails, eyes fixed only on the thought of home, of a locked door. The phone wouldn't stop. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Why are you running? From himself. I'm already here. With a photo of his own face, point blank, wide-eyed in terror. Look ahead. He lifted his eyes. At the end of the path, under a street lamp, stood his double. Same jacket, same sneakers. But the face stretched into an impossible grin, wide as if carved ear to ear. In its hand, a phone pointed at him. Mark broke off the path, crashing through bushes toward the lake. Behind him only one sound, a quiet laugh. From his own pocket, from his phone. He stumbled out onto the embankment. Ahead, the pier jutted into black water. A dead end. He froze, chest heaving, looked down at the lake. The moon glared back, and his reflection. Only not his. The reflection smiled with that same grotesque grin. It lifted a hand and waved. Slowly Mark turned. The double sat at the far end of the pier, swinging its legs, studying him like prey. Come here, it said in Mark's own voice, but syrupy, wrong. We're the same. I am you. Who knows the truth? The truth of what you fear. His mind frayed. He staggered back, heel catching on something, his wallet. He picked it up. Inside, license, cards, and a new photograph. Glossy, still wet. It showed him lying dead on this very pier, eyes wide in horror. No! He hurled the wallet into the lake. When he looked up, the double was in front of him, centimeters away. It smelled of ozone and rusted coins. Run, it whispered with his lips. Run faster. I want to see how many laps you can make. And he ran. The last thing he remembered, a blinding flash from his double's phone. Fishermen found him at dawn, sitting on the pier, unharmed, but with an empty, broken stare. He muttered only one thing over and over. He's ahead. Always ahead. In his hand, his phone. The gallery open. Thousands of photos. Each one. Mark, somewhere in Chicago, face twisted in terror. In the final image, he stood outside his bedroom door. And behind him, in the darkness, his smiling double. Mark never recovered. In the clinic now, he won't look forward, won't turn corners. He just sits staring at walls, whispering, he's ahead, always ahead. Screens drive him to panic. He curls into corners, shielding his head as if something might crawl out of the glass. But the phone, that phone still calls me. Late at night. At first, unknown number. Silence on the line. Then breathing. My breathing. And last Saturday, I answered. My own phone lying on the table buzzed. Message from myself. A geotag. 2 blocks from my house. And a photo. Me, asleep in bed. Taken 1 minute ago. I glanced at the window. My reflection looked back. Me holding the phone. But behind it in the corner stood another me. Smiling. Finger pressed to lips. The whisper in my ear wasn't from the receiver. It was inside my head. Run, but remember, I'm always ahead. Now I never look into windows at night. And I never run forward without checking what waits at the end of the street. Because it doesn't chase. It waits. And maybe, just maybe, Mark wasn't insane. Maybe he finally saw the truth.